foremost, I'd like to give all acknowledgement, honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakha, Hakodash, who giveth us forth his servant strength and power to move mountains, and who will deliver us, Lord willing, from the hour of temptation. May double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us this truth. And shalom unto you, hopeful, sincere, elect members, and 1/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and Israelite foreigners that truly believe that Yahweh is, and that he exists, the Most High, and that Yahweh Shai is the deliverer and will deliver you. Hey, shalom unto him, the brother Ibadia from the Los Angeles GMS camp. And we're currently teaching in the San Fernando Valley. The specific location is in Ventura. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying unto you, hopeful elect members. So, this lesson is pretty much an update on what's going on with the food supplies, the scarcity of crops, produce, because we're in the midst of a global famine right now. And we understand that Esau, of course, Yahweh Shemel Shai, orchestrating everything. Esau is engineering a famine in hopes to everyone feeding out of his hand, running to him and feeding out of his hand. Alright? And he's going to offer them what? That CHAA Rag MA. Alright? Revelations 13:16 through 18. And that's the ultimate goal. Just like the time of our forefather Joseph, when Egypt was in a dirt or famine, when the whole world was in a famine at that time, the known world at that time, everyone came to Egypt and they surrendered everything that they owned, even their own bodies. And that's the ultimate goal, man. For you people to surrender your body to the system and take the MARK of the BEAST. Alright, now, this is an update. Like I said, tomato shortage looms as drought threatens California's summer crops. So, you might think, like, what does this have to do with me? I live over here. I live in New York. Trust me. I don't mean to say trust me, but all of this is adding up. All right? Everything that's happening from these facilities burning up is adding up to the inflation, to the shortage of food, to the scarcity. All right? Tomato shortage looms as a drought. So they're saying that there's a drought in California. And to show you this is all Yahweh Shemel Shai using Esau anyways, wasn't there literally a flood that just happened in Florida? Wasn't there storms, So less precipitation in Central California and restricted water supplies coming in from Colorado River to the southernmost parts of the state have withered many summer crops like tomatoes and onions. Now, if you have been keeping up in the spirit, a lot of these farmers are coming out and they're saying that the crops that we're living off of right now is crops from last year. All right, harvest from last year. And when you go to the store over here, you see a lot of vegetations, carrots and stuff like that, they're either young or they're small as hell. All right. So these farmers are producing whatever they can to help. That's what I'm saying. All right. And this is a global event. All right. There might be a tomato shortage in your country and you don't even know about it. And it's happening. All right. Tomatoes are some of the hardest hit by this year. Lower than average rainfall and reduced water allocations. Drought conditions coupled with Hurricane Ian, Salakia, ravaging tomato crops in Florida and existing inflationary conditions pushing prices up are likely to make tomatoes far more expensive. And then it says, related food collapse. Californians' ongoing drought has left over 500,000 acres of farmland unplanted. Hey, it's all adding up, man. Actually, before we even continue any further, I didn't want to start off with this, but we have to address what's going on, man. The Lord is stretching his hand out upon this place. 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. And let's start at 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. And the leaders of our people they're helping Esau, the so-called white man, lead our people to the slaughterhouse. They're not telling them what's going on. All right. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is the modern day Egypt. And I will bring them with a mighty hand, power, and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. All right. Remember, Yahweh Shemel Shai destroyed their harvest, their crops. All right. The economy. The Lord went in on them. All right. Destroyed the minds of the Egyptians. All right. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn. Who tills the ground? Farmers. For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. All right, so at that time, those that were tilling the ground, they were mourning because the Lord was jacking up Egypt. All right, and that's what the Lord is doing to this place. Because look, what did they mention? They mentioned the hurricane ravishing tomato crops. All right. And it says there's just not enough water to grow everything that we normally grow, said Don Cameron, president of the California State Board of Food and Agriculture. And majority of the shit that Esau be growing is all GMO anyways. Who knows if he actually needs water to grow them chemical enhanced food that he has been growing. So it says Cameron grows tomatoes, onion, garlic, and around a dozen other crops near Fresno. Since the current drought in California began in 2020, conditions in California's Central Valley have gotten worse. It's experienced its driest January, February earlier this year. Now, I don't think farming in California has ever been more complex and more challenging, and the drought is a large part of it. He only planted a quarter of 2,000 acres of his family's fourth-generation farm, and a lot of you Edomites are suffering. All right? The Lord is making you Edomites become poor. All right? He's destroying your homes, your wealth, just like the Egyptians. All right? And you are the modern day Egyptians. This summer, he had to harvest his tomatoes 2 weeks early. See, I'm telling you, they're given what Jamaicans will call, I mean not Jamaicans, Salakia, Benjamites will call fresh or too young. All right, too young. They're not ready yet. He had to harvest his tomatoes 2 weeks early to prevent further drought damage. 95% of Americans' processed tomato production is in California. You hear that? 95%. So the rest of America is going to be in trouble, right? This accounts for about 37% of the world's supply of processed tomatoes. I don't know about you, but everything that my grandma cooks, she puts tomatoes on that mug. All right? And majority of American people eat tomato in their food. All right? Burgers, tacos. Come on. And it says, in August, the U.S. Department of Agriculture slashed its yearly tomato harvest forecast by 10% down from 12 million metric tons to 10.5 million metric tons. This is 10% below what we've been projected in May. Now, this is just one thing. All right? So the Lord is slowly killing the crops, the harvest. So it says, in a different estimate, the Processing Tomato Advisory Board believes growers will only be able to meet 82% of this already lower target goal. So imagine cutting a goal lower than it's supposed to be and then not even meeting the lowest goal that you set. California grows more than 1/3 of Americans' vegetables and 3/4 of its fruits and nuts. You hear that? Very essential things, man. Fruits, nuts. Come on, man. And if California can't produce that, hey, inflation, more scarcity. Because of the massive shortfall, farmers have negotiated high prices for tomato, onion, garlic, and other crops. So you're going to see an increase. The price of fruits and vegetables are already risen by 9.4% from a year ago. So not just tomatoes. The point is, the crops is dying. Farmers are mourning because the Lord is destroying the crops. And bringing in more scarcity, scarcity is famine when there's a lack of, all right, food. So the U.S. said in late August report that drought conditions and high temperatures in California have made it difficult for growers to meet demand. All right, and soon they won't have no demand or produce. So the University of Nebraska reported that 94% of California could be classified as being under severe, extreme, or exceptional drought conditions as for the first week of October. Now, I notice Esau has a pattern of blaming everything on the earth. He blames everything on weather. Like, no, my guy, the Lord is stretching his hand out against you. All right? And the Lord is bringing a famine in America. Now, my dad always say, because over there they're having inflation, and he's like, it's easier over here. Yes, it is. But guess what? When the famine comes, when the shortage comes, America is going to feel it worse than any of these countries, man. All right? So let's get Psalms 33. Let's actually get Matthew first. Oh, no, Mark. Same thing said in Matthew. All right? Mark 13:8, for nation shall rise against nation. We're witnessing this. We're literally witnessing nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. What did the Lord say about a kingdom against itself shall not stand, right? We're witnessing Edomites, a house divided, and they're going at it. All right? We're witnessing all these superpowers, these nations, go at it. And kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. Still going to continually be earthquakes, from minor ones to very devastating ones. And there shall be famines and troubles. Famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, pain, suffering. All right? Famine, not having food, brings sufferings. All right? So there shall be famines and troubles. And these are all the beginning of sorrows. A lot of suffering. All right? Now let's get these scriptures of hope. Psalms 37:19. They should not be ashamed in the evil time. Evil meaning bad times. Once the Lord brings the famine, the pestilence, which they're already slowly taking place, guess what? We're going to be in bad times, man. The scriptures do talk about men going to door, invading one another for food, for goods. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. They will not be disgraced in hard times. Even in famine, they will have more than enough. Just like how, like the scripture says, with food and raiment be content. We're content right now. The Lord is going to give us just enough to be content with, to be filled, satisfied. All right? We might not have a big meal, if the Lord will it. You know, we are these men. But we will have a meal. All right? And that in itself is satisfying in a day where there's a famine going around, where people are killing for food, where people are becoming cannibals. Not cannabis. All right? So when that time come, Lord willing, we ain't going to be ashamed. Those that trusted in this world, they're going to be ashamed because they're going to do whatever it takes to eat. They're going to eat men's flesh, children, babies. They're going to be doing desperate acts. All right? Real quick. Now, Let's get a few more. Psalms 33. And let's start at 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, the angels. All right, those that fear him. And upon them that hope in his mercy. Hey, we hope goes into expecting. You're expecting upon. You have faith that something will happen. And we hope in the Lord's mercy, man, that he will provide. That he will do something for us in these evil days. All right? To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. For our soul waited for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Not only is the Lord our SOS, but he's also our defense. All right? And it says, for our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. And it's going to continue that way, Lord willing, to the very end. What did Paul say? Who shall separate me from the love of Yahushai? And then one of those, he said, tribulation, distress. And he says, famine. All right? We're going to keep the same trust, Lord willing, to the very end. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us according as we hope in thee. Here go that word again, hope. To wait, to hope, expect. To be patient. When you expect something, you still gotta patiently wait for it. All right, so if the Lord don't give you the food right away, we still gonna hope in the Lord that he will provide. And he will. All right? He will. Because this food supply is only gonna get worse and worse and worse. All right, let's see. That's why we're warning you, Israelites, man. Jeremiah 4:14. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem. All right, city of peace. That's us. Wash thine heart, your mind. Not your heart that's in your chest. All right? Not the one that Esau draws out like an ass and a titty. Not that. The heart in your head. Your mind. That's why people say, oh, he got heart. It's not dealing with your damn heart in your chest. It's dealing with your mind. Wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. And we trying to tell our people, man. How shall a young man cleanse his ways? By taking heed to the word thereof. That's how you start the washing. You listen. You humbly listen to learn. All right? You humbly listen to learn and to grow in this thing. Because this word is washing us, washing our minds from the brainwashing of this world, of accepting wickedness and doing what you think is right. All right? That thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? All right? You don't want to be going into the day of judgment with unfruitful thoughts. All right, going off your own vain, your own vain thoughts. You want to watch that with this word, man. Change. Like I said, that he may be saved. We want to be saved from the times to come. All right, and I'm gonna get this one right here. Like, this one is one of the most powerful ones. Even if a brother say like 1,000 times, it's always gonna be powerful. Isaiah 64 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, my servant shall eat. Hey, we're serving the Lord. All right, we're of the Lord's household. You know, and Lord willing, he's gonna take care of us. There's no ifs or buts or maybe. If you're serving Yahweh Bahashim Al Shai in sincerity and truth, you're gonna eat. But he shall be hungry. He is 2/3 of our people that don't want to wash their hearts, that don't care for the ways of the Lord. Behold, my servant shall drink, but he shall be thirsty. Not drinking water, man. You could lose your cognitive in a couple days, 3 days. It's like a fog in your mind. All right? So the Lord's going to take care of his men. But those not of this faith, they're going to be thirsty. They're going to be dried out. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but he shall be ashamed. So we're going to be rejoicing because we're going to be living the prophecy. We're going to be taken care of. The Lord's going to show himself being with us by intervening, performing miracles. But he shall be ashamed. I mean, a lot of people that are of the nation of Israel going to be disappointed. They're going to be left helpless. Like, they ain't going to be aided. Nothing's going to go good for them. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart. We're going to be in a different spirit, Lord willing, with these men. But he shall cry for sorrow of heart. So their mind is going to be killing them. So not only are they dealing with physical, the flesh, being afflicted, but their mind. All right. When you go into fasting, yeah, the body, you're stopping yourself from feeding the flesh, but your mind, man, it's all a mental thing. So not eating is more devastating on the mind. But the Lord says, my servants will sing for joy of heart. We're going to be glad. And he shall cry for sorrow of heart and howl for vexation of spirit. Quite frankly, I want to be hid in the Lord in that day. Now check out the extreme how people are going to go for food. For there shall be sedition amongst men, uprising, right? Invading one another. Literally, they're going to invade each other's spaces. People going to break into each other's home. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. So, no one's going to care what the government is talking about. Or the not the prime minister. The mayor, people of authority, they don't care. The rulers, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They have this saying, let's take action into our own hands. The people are going to do that. All right? And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because the cities are going to be barricaded off. We're going to have checkpoints. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It's going to be a whole different world. People don't understand, man. Once this whole being civilized is done away with, people are going to act like animals, man. All right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, with guns, weapons. And everybody in America got guns. All right? Not just one, few of them. And they're going to use it. They're going to go at each other. They're going to have no other choice. And here's why. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Lack goes into scarcity. All right? And right now, the crops is dwindling. And soon it'll be lacking in they call it lacking when you're caught without. It's going to be lacking in the grocery stores, lacking at the food markets. All right? Because of the lack of bread, food, and for great tribulation. So, a great tribulation is coming, man. People are going to be out of control. They're going to turn into savages. Because there ain't going to be no more food out here. All right? Let's get one more. I wanted to go into the Joseph story when he stored up for the famine. And how everyone came unto him. They slowly gave away all their things, their properties, land, cattle, and eventually themselves. All right? 2nd Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So, like it tells you, that metaphor, thief in the night. The Lord likes to get people off guard. All right, so out of nowhere, when you thought everything was good, you thought the food was going to keep being produced, suddenly shall the sown places, the grocery stores, Walmart, Target, that sell food now, farmers market, even them Issacharites that be stealing off picking off the fields and selling it. Guess what? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The unsown. All right, nothing there. Dwindling. 5 things on the shelves. Not even nothing on the shelves. Empty aisles. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right, that emptiness is creeping upon these people, man. They don't know. They're about to find out. And you're going to have people out here killing themselves for food. And the trumpet shall give a sound. Hey, we're blowing a trumpet, with which every man hear it. They shall be suddenly afraid. All right, we're blowing to our people, man. I'm right now, me reading this article, it's me blowing a warning. All right, and we're going to constantly keep warning until the Lord's like, look, no more blowing the trumpet. It's time these people learn. All right. The Lord going to bring judgment, man. Hey, below one was edifying to the point, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Hey, Shalom. And to y'all soldiers, brothers out there that are soldiering it out, Shalom.